It's not enough. I needed more apples. If I couldn't get more apples, then I wouldn't be able to craft golden apples and relic apples like I wanted to. But botany pots weren't cutting it. I needed more. I would do anything for more apples. So, I turned to the dark arts. Farming apples using botany pots was easy to do and very rewarding. Sitting around and doing nothing would give me about 1 apple every 47 seconds for every botany pot, and I already had 2. With this, I was able to generate around 154 apples per hour. But let's be honest, if you're not creating millions of resources per second, are you even playing modded Minecraft? So obviously the next step was to exploit the art of mystical agriculture for my own personal gain. Nature Essence is perfect for this. Combining 3 Nature Essence together in a crafting grid would give you a grand total of 8 apples. To get Nature Essence, I would need to plant Nature Seeds, which are a second tier seed, meaning that I would need Prudentium Essence. If you've never played around with mystical agriculture and are already getting lost, trust me, I was in the same boat. Thankfully, I already had everything I needed to get the Prudentium Essence. Inferium Essence is a pretty uncommon mob drop, but one I'd gotten previously. It can also be found underground, just like Prosperity Shards, which are also needed. And while I've never mined any diamonds, I did find some in loot chests. These 3 items allowed me to craft an Infusion Crystal, which combined with more Inferium Essence gave me Prudentium Essence. Another ingredient needed for Nature Seeds is a Prosperity Seed Base. Prosperity Seed Bases are a recipe ingredient for many types of seed items from mystical agriculture. They are created with wheat seeds and Prosperity Shards. Finally, only one more type of item was needed. We needed 4 Nature Agglomeratio. These are crafted using pumpkins, potatoes, sugarcane, and cactus. The sugarcane farm I built in episode 2 once again came in handy, and I quickly found potatoes in the village farm. You could consider this theft, but if you remember last episode, the only villagers left anywhere are those locked in the church and those in the breeder, so no one would really care. I'd found pumpkins somewhere. I don't really remember where, but I had them, meaning that all I needed was cactus. I'd never found a desert biome in this world, mainly due to me not exploring much. Naturally, this meant that I had to use one of 2 methods to find cactus. I could either craft a nature's compass and follow it to the nearest desert biome, or I could use the farmer's market again and get a cactus that way. However, after using them for cinnamon and nutmegs, I was all out of emeralds. Sure, I could have farmed some radish like I did last time, but it was honestly kind of boring, and I was hoping that going to the desert would be much faster. I crafted a nature's compass and used it to locate the nearest desert. It was a bit far away, however, so I got ready for adventure and set off. On my way there, I had to traverse a thick jungle, but I eventually found a crag garden, a cool modded biome. Overhead was a blimp with a ladder just inviting me in, so out of curiosity I climbed the ladder. The blimp was filled with bad redstone, but also there were people on board. These people had items, and curious, I got a hold of some of them. Ooh, that's a lot of items. After seeing the loot for myself, I decided that it was worth getting the other items as well. However, I had a lot of trouble actually getting to the items. After all, the people on the blimp wanted to protect their treasure. I had to fall back first off so I could deposit the items back at home, but also so that I could come up with a plan. When I came back, I suppose many of the people on that ship fled for their lives, but some stayed. However, since their numbers were lowered, I had an easier time disabling their spawners so they couldn't get assistance than looting the rest of the blimp. Greedy for more loot, I destroyed the blimp in the hopes that there would be more items on top. There sadly weren't, but this raid made me realize something. These people did nothing wrong. They were simply on a blimp, and here I was, coming in, stealing their items, destroying their only mode of transport, and murdering most of them. I continued on my way to the desert, but on my way I found a sign that had the direction to another village. I decided to make a pit stop there as it was getting late. I also found a new friend. Yo! I'll be able to bring a friend back to the Shiba at home. Let's just yoink their waystone and leave. Actually, wait, let's quickly see if maybe they have some chests I can loot. Where's that noise? Now that I think about it, I don't think I want to find out. Oh, it's a deer. Oh dear. After stealing his stuff, I threatened a villager with a stone sword and kicked him out of bed. Hold on. Why? Why did I steal his stuff? And why did I even threaten them? Would any of that even give me more apples? What's wrong with me? Why did I become like this? No. No, 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 no! Please! Please stop! I can't! In the morning, I left for the desert, passing by some meteorite. And I also found a meteorite near the desert. No, stop! Stop! Why? Why the hell am I like this? It's as if apples were all that mattered to me. Do other lives not matter anymore? What about cool discoveries I made along the way? And what about my pets? Actually, why didn't I bring my pets on this adventure? I haven't even gotten to spend much time with them. It's because they would have gotten in the way. What? Who are you? You're such a fool, Soul. You want to make something unique, and here you are doing a Let's Play. What does that have to do with anything? Sorry. You asked who I was, right? I'm the man who made you. You want to make your Let's Play different. So, I made you the villain of your own story. Isn't that much more interesting of a YouTube video than a regular Let's Play? Yeah. I'll admit, I've never had a character I created gain conscience. So, I mean, how do I say this? If you want, I can try to write you out and give you freedom. It's not really that. I'm fine with this. It's way more interesting than a regular Let's Play. It's just that... Right. I created you in my image, so I know what you're thinking. The truth is, you love content creation, but you want to make something unique in your image. You're tired of the repetitiveness of Minecraft content, so making a hardcore Let's Play isn't up your alley. Am I right? Your silence speaks volumes. It seems we have something in common then. We both want to revolutionize Minecraft content on YouTube. I'll help you achieve your goal. So let's end this charade with a bang. Oh, Christ! My sins caught up to me. All of the griefing, the theft, the imprisonment, the slavery, the greed. When Judgment Day came, I was judged poorly. I suffered a fate worse than death, a feeling of anguish from having accomplished so much only to have died because of one small mistake. Of all things that could have killed me, of course it had to be a creeper. My sins crawled upon my back, and I sat in silence, knowing that I wouldn't be able to make up for any of them. I keep thinking to myself that I should have done things differently, that I should have tried to get enchantments before getting greedy, and maybe even have just outright ignored my lust for apples, that I should have spent more time with my newly found friends and gone on some adventures with them. I keep telling myself all of that, but now, there's nothing to be done. But, I guess that's okay. That just means that I can move on to other things.
Alright, we're gonna start recording. And we are recording. I don't even have my headphones on. We just have like a sheep enclosure, and then a cow enclosure, and then probably a chicken enclosure here, and then I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. Alright, well now I've got almost 3 stacks of birch logs, and I think that's good enough. I think this is good for like probably 2 hours.
That's fun and all, but I think I've explored everything. That, or I just missed something, but at this point I don't really care, so yo! This series helped me understand a few things about my content, and I learned ways to make YouTube more fun for myself. I discovered what people liked about the stuff I put out and how to make it shine. And now I understand something new about myself, not just as a content creator, but as a person. I fucking suck at Minecraft. More seriously though, maybe Minecraft Hardcore isn't my thing. I like goofing off, and Hardcore mode makes that incredibly difficult. You always have to push yourself to guarantee your survival by building farms and gathering stronger materials while avoiding death. It's stressful at times, and because of that, it's hard to just have fun. Of course, I could just fake the hardcore experience, but I also want to give something genuine to the people watching. I also had a lot more fun working on the previous few videos. I found out that I like telling stories with elements of comedy and drama. Working on these videos and realizing that I was actually having fun, that was a fantastic feeling. And so, as I looked at my tombstone, I realized that it wasn't a prison for my dead body, but a symbol of freedom from the shackles of Minecraft Hardcore mode.